serious desyncing issues with the host migrating, no times being shown. Literally, we've been having it tonight. Odems, 45 minutes late, 55 minutes late, and we're about to start short qualifying.
Let's just pretend this is Q3 of full qualifying.
Yes, obviously we can't run full qualifying anymore because that messed up. So, if anyone from Codemasters is listening, please, you got to sort this out. We can't handle this every week. I'd get grey hairs. Thank you to shout out to Gaza. Poor guy's been under a lot of pressure trying to get everyone back in and sorted. Obviously this isn't his or the league's fault, but we apologise on behalf of this game. Yeah. Odems, let's see if we can get everyone back in the mood. 11 minutes left in the session. Time goes quickly in these short qualifying sessions. I can't believe a minute's already gone.
It does. So what I usually do is just set up like 2 or 3 banker laps early on in the session, because what you really want is to set a lap towards the end of the session, as I said before. So you kind of have to manage your time very, very well.
Yeah, obviously they decreased this short qualifying time. I think it was 15 minutes on the last game, if I'm correct. And now we are down to 12 minutes. So shout out to everyone who stuck with us tonight. We've got 14 drivers on track. We knew 4 weren't going to be here, so there's 2 that haven't been able to attend. If you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter, and of course www.f1tshub.com is where all the action happens, including yesterday, Odems' Media Day. Can you give us a roundup of what the drivers said, in a sense, the feeling for tonight's race?
Feeling for tonight's race was generally optimistic. You had people like, not the Bookster, I think the Bookster. Before he said he couldn't race, that China was one of their worst tracks, but they were going to give it a go. A lot of people are, generally optimistic for this race. Keane says that he thinks he can challenge for the win, so watch out for that. Let me just pull up the pre-race interviews now. We had a very interesting drivers' press conference.
Yes, it got a little bit tasty. I think.
Yes, they answered them spectacularly.
So we are under 10 minutes left, 9 minutes left now. Welcome everyone. Again, apologies, we had a stream up earlier. We basically wasted 40 minutes trying to just complete qualifying. Hopefully we're going to be able to actually see some times come up on the left hand side of the screen. We see that Kev is the only driver on the soft tyre. These drivers are, if they weren't nervous already, they're definitely going to be feeling the pressure now, because this time
you don't like being taken out of your race mode.
Yeah, you wanna get in and get qualifying done. As we're watching Razart, see who's going to be the first driver to cross a line. I think it's going to be Ols.
Ols is.
So sector 3, we can see his time ticking away, delta time. It looks like it's working, so when he crosses the line in a few short moments, hopefully we can get a lap time on the board. And it's a 34.6, so we seem to be up and running.
Yes, we do. No one's left, no host is disconnected. I think we finally sorted what was going on out.
Main is just starting his lap now, so Razart now goes top, only a tenth quicker than Kian, and Techno on the soft tyre, didn't catch that, is only just under 2 tenths. We've got Ols now 4 tenths away from pole, and Gaza half a second. So the times are coming thick and fast. Spider Atlas puts it in 4th place on the super soft tyre, so well done to him. Do you think these drivers are going to put enough fuel in to go for 2 runs, or do you think they'll just put enough for 1, do as best they can, come back in, again enough just for 1 lap?
Well, as I said earlier, you want to set a lap towards the end of the session, so I assume they would just put enough for 1 lap and go as late as they possibly can to get the most out of their car. Early on, I think more than 1 lap a smart idea to get a feel for the track.
I always used to.
Here is not as much of a dilemma as it was in Australia, because in Australia there was more of a chance to nature of the track.
Yeah, of course.
So here, there's less of a chance to do that, so less fuel would be more.
I mentioned in the first live stream that obviously we got rid of due to it being irrelevant. That drivers are wearing pink helmets tonight because the league is supporting Breast Cancer Awareness Day today. So it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. The league's gone pink. Website, Twitter, everything we've taken as pink as possible. We've asked drivers to change their helmets to pink just for tonight's race, and for every driver that does so, the league's going to donate 50p to breast cancer awareness. Odems, you have a personal connection, as I was saying earlier. I bet you're happy to see so many drivers with pink helmets on tonight.
Very happy. A lot of support, which is great to see. Camaraderie amongst our drivers.
Yeah, they've really supported tonight, and Gaza has left our party as we don't seem to be having any connection issues now. Riding aboard with Mosh, who's still on an out but hasn't set a time yet. So there's 4 drivers still to post a time on the board.
Lukey is in first. He set a 33.6.
That's an 33.876. So yeah, he's just under 2 tenths above Kian. The top 5 are separated by half a second. So it'll be interesting to see if they can all improve on their last laps. They're definitely going to be turning the engine up to max. Yeah, he's on the softs, half a second. You definitely say that the super softs are worth more than that.
Yeah. I'd imagine on paper, on the technicality, he would be pole position. He would be belt into the super softs. He has to do it on track. I'm not sure if he even bother setting it up on the super softs. He might be happy at starting the softs. One word on Techno-thriller though. Matt,
your daddy has retired. So he's binned it in the final sector. Whereabouts is that's coming onto the back straight, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I think he's just maybe got on the outside curb, dipped 2 wheels too far over, and oversteered it straight into the opposite wall. So he's out of this session. Currently in 4th place, so that'll be his time now. Riding on board with Kev, who's coming into the pits. Shout out to Jonas, who's a new driver for tonight's race in the McLaren Honda. Moss has also, as he goes wide in Sector 2, has also decided to put the soft tyre. No, he's not.
Lucas improved his lap to a 33.7.
So that was about just under a tenth quicker, if I'm right. King Chris is in Sector 1. We're still waiting for him to complete a lap. This is his flying lap now. He's got a lot of lag when I'm riding on board with him, and he reported in the chat that he was experienced that, so I can only think that that's his connection. I haven't seen that with any other drivers so far tonight in this new lobby.
I can see it too, so
So what has happened to Tom? He's showing as grey on my screen. Has he retired? I didn't see any yellow flags come up, but he's showing as grey, so I don't know if he's going to be able to set a time now.
Yeah, I don't think he...
Got yellow flags in Sector 1.
Oh, on the grass is Kev for the first corner.
Yes, and he's got, and then in the background, I'm just on board with Kevin. In the background, there's a McLaren that's just spun.
Razart, yeah.
So Razart spun it. We've got another yellow flag in Sector 1. They're obviously struggling with, and another one come up. We've got a slow-moving McLaren, which is Razart. He spun it in the wall again on the exit of Turn 2. He's obviously trying to recover, and his tires are... His tires aren't...
have gravel or something.
Yeah. King Chris puts it in 6th position. He's on another lap now. We'll ride on board with him for a minute. He's in Rich. Minutes left of the session, so you're going to need to be out on track if you want to set a time. Lukey's in the pit, so that is Lukey done. Lukey is not going to be able to get back out and set another time. Do you think he's called that right?
He set a lot of laps on those tires, I'm pretty sure.
All the drivers will have to start on the tires they do their quickest time on. We have a... Yeah, we are reviewing the best. So we've got Techno-thriller and Kev, who have ditched their soft tires and are now running on the supers. For some reason, King Chris is only running Rich down this straight. He's definitely got a lot of lag.
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna switch off him because that's a little bit dizzy. Gazet's exiting the hairpin. What's he gonna be able to do tonight?
King Chris goes top.
Yeah, King Chris does go top, so with that lag, he's now in pole position, and Gaza doesn't, he improves his time, but he doesn't improve, he's on lean, so that's him done. Jonas, new boy Jonas, what can he do? He's in the middle sector, 20 seconds left in the session.
Looking smooth. The mine has set his lap on the softs, and I think he's done.
Yes, he is done indeed. He's running lean. So I'm riding on board at the moment with Kian. So Lukey's still in the front row. Him and Ols are now finished the session. So Ols is in 9th place. He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah.
As a car gets in Kian's way right into the braking zone, this is absolutely... That's the Mercedes. I'm not sure if it's which one is King Chris, I believe. No, it's not King Chris.
No, it's Lamine.
So
is going to come across the line now to go 6th, the 34.3.
Jonas is still showing 6th. Sorry, yeah, Jonas is. Yeah, same as me. So I'm stuck on board with Kian, which is a little bit frustrating. Again, something I think Codemasters just need to edit out in their latest patch. Tom hasn't set time, so as I said, something's happened to him. He's still in the session. King Chris is on pole. We've got Razart, Techno-thriller, Spider Atlas, and Gaza still to complete a time on their final flying lap. Gaza, I believe, was running in... Someone's just moved up then. Yeah, someone's moved up, and Gaza's dropped down to 11th now.
I think that's it for quali. I don't think Techno-thriller or... Yeah, Gaza is not improved, so that's it for quali. King Chris takes pole... No, he has improved.
Techno-thriller steals pole position in the dying moments. Wow.
33.4, love it.
Brilliant lap. Right when the pressure was on. Congratulations to him. His first pole position at F1 TS Hub, and he took everyone by surprise then.
He did. I think Techno-thriller is probably the person we had the most nicest things to say about. That's one more to add to this collection. With the
yeah, definitely. He's putting his name down. Definitely at F1 TS Hub. We're just hearing now, as we welcome some more viewers into the stream, that Kian got held up by Lemaine. I don't know if you remember, I mentioned the Mercedes is in the way, so he's complaining about Lemaine slowing down and holding him up. Perhaps that would be something that's brought to the stewards after the race, because that was a really big block, in my opinion. I'm sure Lemaine, as a premium member, wouldn't have done it on purpose, but nevertheless, he should have got out the way there.
Yeah, I don't think when Jonas caught up to him, he was in AI, so I don't think he noticed Kian there, which he should have. Not justifying anything, but yeah, we'll see what the stewards have to say about it. Obviously, Kian has to put it into the stewards first.
Yes, definitely. Obviously, the stewards did warn, though, that anything seen on the live stream that they feel they want to investigate, they can do. It doesn't have to be brought to steward's office. They reminded drivers of that in their pre-race stewards report. So, Odems, Techno-thriller, pole position, wow.
Yeah, that's very impressive. He just snatched it from King Chris in second place by 2/10. Lukey in third, which I think Lukey's at a massive disadvantage. If you saw, he set a lot of laps on that super soft tire. Razor fourth, Key in fifth, Lamine in sixth on the soft, so good for him. Jonas seventh, Matt Your Daddy eighth, Spideoff is ninth, and Alt rounds up the top 10.
Gaza, Kev, Mosh, and Tom rounded out the last 4 drivers. So King Chris obviously starting second. Hopefully he can have a better race car in terms of his lagginess. But yeah, here we are about to start round 2. China are the podium tier.
Thankfully it's not raining.
It isn't raining, so Tom will be happy as we wait for the drivers to choose their strategy. Tom's already pressed go, so he hasn't waited for the tier coordinator before starting the session.
So it's 10 minutes past 8, or 11 minutes past 8, so we're on time to just finish before the pinnacle race, bar any showers.
Yes, we obviously can't see what the weather forecast is like. This should be your formation lap, it is indeed. So I'm going to set my telemetry up. Yeah, King Chris is extremely laggy. Looking at some of these lovely looking pink helmets tonight. I don't know if you want to, I'm going to flick through actually. Razor's disqualified from the session, only from the formation lap. So Techno-thriller is wearing a pink helmet. King Chris is not. Lukey, let's ride on board. Lukey has got some pink there. Razor doesn't look like he does. Stephanie got some pink. So is Lemaine. Jonas can't tell from that screen. I don't think he does. No. Matty Daddy definitely has pink. Spider Atlas doesn't. Oz definitely does. He's gone all pink. Kev's got pink. Mosh has pink. And Tom has pink as well. So the majority of drivers supporting breast cancer awareness tonight. So shout out to them. The league will donate 50p for all those that are wearing a pink helmet. Odems, what will you be looking out for at the start? Will you be looking for a Techno-thriller to continue his defensive masterclass?
I will be looking for if anyone can avoid King Chris's lag, because I was watching him after the formation, during the formation lap, and it wasn't pretty. So that's an obstacle that is going to test our drivers, you could say. But that's going to be the main talking point, I think, for the first opening of the lap. But yes, Techno-thriller again. As someone who's been behind Techno-thriller for a number of laps, he is very hard to overtake. So I think Lukey, King Chris, Razor, all those potential race winners, Key and Lamine, they're going to have a job on their hands.
I think we could be in for another classic race here by these Podium boys. They put on an epic show last week out in Australia, and I've got a feeling they're going to put on an epic show for us. So if we just quickly have a look, the only drivers starting on the softs are Lemaine in 6th, Gaza in 11th, and then I believe Tom and Razor in 13th and 14th. Sorry, Mosh and Tom. So here we go. 5 lights are out, and it's a slow. Looks like a slow getaway from the Mercedes, the King Chris. The other Mercedes, ML, Lemaine has crashed into him. So Lemaine has crashed into his teammate and absolutely destroyed his car. So the 2 Mercedes have come together before we even got to turn 1.
What? They didn't even get to turn 1. Wow.
King Chris had a slow start, and King Chris is falling down the order. So the 2 Mercedes are currently 13th and 14th. Our previous race winner, Lemaine, who won in Australia, is out of this race.
That is reminds me of I think right in Malaysia, 2003 or something, where he just or Monza, they just could not see a slow starting car, and they just careered into the back of them.
There was definitely a lot of smoke there as well, so I don't know if that contributed to Lemaine being unable to see, but kind of teasing the Mercedes about being a #1 driver, and wow, for sure that hasn't helped them. As we see Matt Your Daddy making a move up the field.
Kian is very leggy.
Kian has left the session.
He and Lukey both, who left the session?
Kian has left the session. I don't know if he'll be able to rejoin, but his car's ghosted. He should be able to use a backup invite. He's going to get dropped down, obviously, from some of these drivers.
Luke was very wide. As Techno-thriller leads after the first lap.
There is Tom is into the pits, so he's had enough. Maybe he's got wing damage. He'll be changing his front wing. So is Mosh. He's also got wing damage.
Tej might have been one of the people who hit the back of King Chris.
Yeah, King Chris's car seems to be okay. He's currently in 11th place, just overtaking the two that have entered the pits. As we see a front wing change on Tom's car. That's going to be unfortunate for him. He's gone onto the medium tyre. Mosh has gone onto the soft tyre, so that'll be interesting to see. As Techno-thriller leads by 0.8 of a second over Lukey.
Unfortunately, Keenan is yet to join back on the session, so he's just losing position for their 5%. He's going to drop to 9. That's a shame.
Yeah, Keenan's now down to 10th place, so hopefully he can get back in the session. But if not, it'll be a non-scoring finish for him. Spider Atlas is quite close to Razart. There's a McLaren on a Williams further down. I believe that is Jonas on Kev. I'm going to stay on board with the Renault and McLaren. Thinks about it. Doesn't go for it. Early days, second lap. That McLaren and Williams are very quick as Techno-thriller sets another fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, this is something like Lukey's gone wide. He's onto the grass and the first corner, and that's heavily compromised him.
That's going to help Techno-thriller.
Yeah, he's lucky Kian disconnected, otherwise he'd be all over him.
Speaking of all over him, the Renault and the Haas of Ols and Spider Atlas are all over Razart for 4th position. So I'd expect them, once DRS opens, to start making some moves. But Gazza up to 7th. He's had a good start, gaining 4 positions. So is Kev, who's also gained 4. Jonas in the McLaren is in 9th position. Kian obviously still yet to rejoin. King Chris, with the incident with his teammate at the start, is currently in 11th position. Tom, after making a pit stop, is in 12th, and Mosh, after making a pit stop, is in 13th. Lemaine is out of this race. Techno-thriller, 3.2 seconds now over Lukey. Is this going to be a domination tonight that we didn't expect, or do you think there's more to play?
I don't want to just name the winner just yet. Obviously, we saw the books there, who was odds-on favourite to win in Australia, ended that race by himself. So there's definitely a lot of components that can come into play.
McLaren's going down the inside of Kev at the end of the stray and kind of gives Kev a bit of a squeeze, and he's got the move. Is Kev going to look down the inside into last corner? Kev goes back down the inside into last corner. Jonas goes completely wide, and they're going to continue this battle. That was some good racing from both of them there. Fair but firm.
Oh, Jonas sneaks it down the inside, but Kev leaves the room.
Kev seems to be struggling with traction, in my opinion. The last 2 times he's exited turn 12 onto the back straight is where Jonas is really able to catch up. Obviously through the middle sector it's a lot tougher being behind another car on this year's game.
Yeah.
Kian is still trying to rejoin the session. He's still ghosting at the moment. He's a long way back now from the lead, so he's going to be disappointed. Will there be a safety car tonight?
Who knows?
Spider Atlas is run wide after turn 12, and this is going to put Ols right in contention. Ols has got DRS open now. They both got DRS open, actually. Is Ols going to try and stick one down the inside? No. Or is he? No, he thinks better of it. That wasn't an ideal line. He's going to struggle now out of this corner as ML, as Lemaine has left the session.
Spider Atlas's slipstream.
Jonas has gone around the outside, I believe, of Kev now and has the inside for the last corner as Kev comes into the pits.
Early?
Yeah, early. Extremely early.
Front wing damage.
Front wing damage. So,
yeah.
I wonder if that was from what we perhaps missed at the end of that back straight there.
Possibly. As
so they're changing front wing.
His way up to 9th, and he's catching Jonas, I'd imagine. Still lagging as he does so.
So the closest battle on track right now is the one that Gazaman has just joined. So we've got Gaza, Ols, and Spider Atlas all within a second of each other. This will be interesting.
All chasing Razart.
Yes, Razart in 4th position at the moment. Remember, guys, to head over to f1tshub.com and check out our merchandise. We've got hats, t-shirts, pens and mugs, all with official logos. Of course, you can find the premium membership available to purchase there as well. Follow us on Twitter and subscribe to YouTube for all latest info regarding the league. And I'd like to thank everyone for sticking with us tonight after our delays. As we see Spider Atlas getting really close to Razart.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to speak to Kian. Possibly he's saying that he can't get in, to possibly go into your name and join the session that way.
Yeah.
As King crits his fastest lap of the race, he's currently in 9th place, down 7 positions from where he started. Razor gets a bad exit, turn 2. Spider Atlas goes down the inside. They're going to go side by side drag race all the way down to the end of the first sector. Razor has the inside. Spider Atlas tries a bit of a cut back, but Razor has a decent exit and keeps position. Good racing.
Now Kev is about to overtake his teammate Kian's Ghost. Which means even if Kian does get to join back, he's very compromised.
Yes, definitely.
As it stands, it's Mosh and Tejwar who prop up the end of the field.
Both who have pitted, of course.
Yeah.
So Ols looks like he's going to have a go at Spider Atlas this time rather than Spider Atlas being the attacking one. He goes defensive. What's Ols going to do? Is he going to try or just buy his time here? He has a little think, but thinks better of it. Still goes slightly deep. Almost spins it, exiting the hairpin. That almost gives Gaza a chance, which you'd have to say. He goes wide at last corner, but he's on the soft tire, so he's in a good position. Kian is asking how to join via your profile on the chat. Pink v Pink in this Haas and Red Bull. Meanwhile, Matt Your Daddy is up to 2nd position. That can't be correct. That's Lukey, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, Lukey is down. Lukey's down in 9th. So Matt Your Daddy is actually up to 2nd position.
Has Lukey pit?
Lukey has. Let's have a quick look. See who's pitted. We missed that completely. Apologies for that, guys. Yeah, Lukey has pitted. So Lukey's called it a day. So Mosh Tom, Kev, and Lukey are the only ones to pit so far. Do you reckon Lukey's going for an undercut now?
What lap is it?
We are on lap 7 of 28, so if you pit now, presumably you're either going to put the medium tyres on, or it's going to be a one-stop.
No, I think it's too early for a one-stop. So I'd imagine he's just two-stopping. His tyres are screaming at him to get some respite, so I don't think he's going to the end.
Tom could be the only one that's going to push this for a while. He's on the medium tyre, so you'd expect to see him just stay out there for quite a while. Gaza is the closest driver to another at the moment, on Ols. Still isn't able to get the job done, but on the slower tyre. What lap would you expect these super soft runners to pit? As we see Matt Your Daddy, who was in second pit, and Razor, who was in fourth pit. So they're going to drop down the order.
Lap
as we begin lap 8.
Would be the ideal time for a one-stop.
So it's a bit early for them. We'll have to see what tyre they come out on. Matt Your Daddy and Razor are both in the pits, as King Chris also pits. Safety car now really would spice things up a little bit, as it's showing King Chris now being a lap down. So a terrible day for Mercedes Odems. How are they going to bounce back from what was expected to be?
One of their drivers is out.
I mean, next week, do you think they'll talk about what happened and discuss it and make a plan to make sure things like this don't happen again?
I don't think there's much they can discuss. It was a really spooky incident. I mean, that car could have been anyone, you know?
Yeah, it was definitely a difficult situation. We're going to see Ols now slipstream Spider Atlas, who is currently in second place after pit stops, 18 seconds behind Techno-thriller. So Techno-thriller is definitely looking likely to win this race. I don't want to curse him, as we have Kian just join our party so that he can get back into the lobby, as Ols now pits from what was third place. He overshoots like a Lewis Hamilton 2007, but he's coming into the pits. As is
you were crazy
Jonas.
Hamilton fanboy back then as well?
I've always been a Hamilton fan. I've always liked his racing. So Matt Your Daddy's going to come back past these guys. So is Lukey, who is on the soft. And Gazaman is up to third now, yet to pit. We'll have a quick look. As you can see, the front three are the only ones who haven't come into the pits. Techno-thriller has a 19-second lead over second place. And we can see Kev is all over the back of Ols. And I haven't had a message. Is Kian able to join after inviting through party?
He's restarting his PS4.
Okay, so I think even if he does rejoin, he's going to have to hope for a safety car or some incidents in front of him.
Yeah.
He's a long way back now.
He can really do.
Closest battle on track at the moment is Gaza on Spider Atlas.
Yeah, on Spider Atlas.
So they're side by side.
Yep. Good move.
Gaza gets through. Spider Atlas is going to sling it back up the inside. No, he thinks better of it as he comes into the pits. So
good time to pit as well.
So has Techno-thriller from the lead. So he should probably lose this lead to Lukey, and yeah, Lukey's got past. So Lukey has undercut Techno-thriller for the net lead of this race, and actually gets past Gaza as well.
Side by side with Gaza.
Yeah, this is fantastic stuff. Gaza is back down to second. Lukey is undercut and gone into P1. Now, Techno-thriller, he's on the medium tyre. Surely he's going to the end, Odems?
Totally, yeah. He's I think he's on the optimum strategy right now. Lukey's got a lot of work to do.
It depends how much Gaza can hold up Techno-thriller here, because Luki's already bolted 1.2 seconds from Gaza, so there's a big delta time difference between what Luki can do right now and what Gaza can do.
Fresh softs versus, fresh super softs versus old softs. It's gonna be hard for Gaza to keep up with him, but it should be easy for Techno-thriller to get past, as Gaza runs a bit deep.
Yeah, it's definitely, that did look deep. So, we're on lap 10. Techno-thriller, previous race leader, had an 18-second lead before he stopped, after Luki did a really early pit stop. He is really close now. He's going to go down the inside of Gaza here. So hope he's got enough straight line speed. And he gets the job done. Both in pink helmets. Well done to you guys. Matt, your daddy, in 4th position, just holding on. Razor in a lonely 5th. King Chris, I'm not sure where he is on track, but he's in 6th. Jonas is in 7th position. Kev is in 8th. Spider Atlas is in 9th on the medium tyres, so presumably he's going to the end. Oz is in 10th position. Mosh is in 11th. Tom is in 12th. We haven't really seen any blistering times from Tom yet, but you'd have to say maybe later in the race he can come into play. And of course we're waiting to see if Keen can rejoin. He's a long sort of incident to bring him.
Miracle.
Yeah, back in contention. Lemaine, of course, who I got mixed up with at the start, has DNF'd after hitting his teammate off the line. Tom pitted on the 1st or 2nd lap for a new win. As Kian rejoins...
How's he fallen behind Mosh?
They both pitted at the same time, so I'm not really sure whether he's struggling at the moment. Mosh is on the quicker tyre. Keen's back in this race, Odems.
Is he?
He's saying he joined the session, but on my screen, he is still ghosting. So
yeah, he has to go into his name and then press X and then join. Take control. Yeah.
So let's see if that's something he's going to be able to do. He's still ghosting as he crosses the line to begin lap 11. In comparison, I believe that's Luki. Yeah, Luki's just crossing the line as we've got... Kev's out this race. What's happened to Kev? Kev has binned it on the exit of turn 12, I believe, coming onto the back straight.
Same as Chris in qualifying.
So, Kev is out of this race. That's disappointing for him. Will this bring out any sort of safety car? His car is quite close to the barrier, away from the track, but from having 5 or 6 virtual safety cars in the first round for the podium tier, we haven't had one.
In Australia. So yeah.
Don't say that to Kev. He'll be disappointed with that result. I know he was after a good finish tonight, as Techno-thriller is chasing down Luki. So Tom has just moved ahead of Oz. Oz is ghosting on my screen, it looks like. So I'm not sure what's going on with him. Luki's opened his gap slightly further over Techno-thriller to 2.1 seconds. Do you think Luki is going to be able to challenge Techno-thriller for this race win or not?
I don't think so, no.
Ols has rejoined.
He has to build a pit stop on. He's right there, so I don't believe he will. I've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Don't see anything. Gazaman pits. I'll change your foot move for that as well.
So he had obviously some damage that needed rectifying at his latest pit stop. As we're seeing Razor go wide on the first corner, he goes onto the grass. That allows the Mercedes of King Chris back through, and his teammate is now right behind him. It's been a good debut, a quiet debut, but good debut for Jonas.
Yeah, he's been He's been solid as he almost loses it. He's been very solid.
We've got more yellow flags in Sector 2 as we see Razart go back past King Chris. Give him a little bit of a push as well. So that was some hard, but I'd say pretty fair racing. Good on them. As Jonas is now...
Chris is going very slow.
Yeah, something happened to King.
As well.
So I don't know what's happened there, but both McLarens are now back past the Mercedes driver. Also left the session, so I'm not sure he can get back in. By the way, for those of you watching, Gaza, who pitted, the last person to pit, has come out in 8th place. So he's going to be going to the end on those medium tyres. And you'd have to say, the freshest medium tyres. So, every driver has stopped once.
It looks like Jones is going to try and make a move on his teammate, because he's very close to him.
Yes. Are there going to be any team orders?
Because he's back ahead.
Yeah, this is crazy stuff for King Chris. I don't think the other drivers know exactly where he is on track. But as you said, he does have wing damage, so as we've got yellow flags in Sector 2. Are you able to see whether Oz was able to get back into his car after he rejoined the session?
I'll check.
Two McLarens under half of a second between each other, so you've got another yellow flag in Sector 1. Mosh is up to 11th, Tom's up to 9th. They've both pitted on lap 1. How far can they go into this race? Here we are, 200 power engines. They're about to dance. Jonas is looking outside, inside, can't really decide. He picks the inside, goes down the inside, and he stops it and gets past Razart. So F1 TSR veteran Razart just been passed by the new driver today, which is Jonas. Yeah, it's fantastic to see some clean overtaking between the two teammates. I'm sure Mercedes maybe could have a little look at that and be slightly envious. Still our closest battle on track, these two McLarens. Techno-thriller's keeping Lukey within 3 seconds, and we know Lukey's going to make another stop, as they appear to be recatching King Chris. As looks like they touch, and Razart touches King Chris and sends him spinning, but
I think King Chris is just desynching.
Yeah, I have all confidence that Razart didn't know where his car was, as King Chris drops further down the order behind. No, he's back up to 4th, so...
Yeah. He's just having some ultra
Ols is saying he can't get out of spectator mode. I don't know if you want to send him a message and tell him that he needs to go onto his car. Click take control.
Yeah.
So Odems, China. I believe this track's featured in quite a few of our seasons, including the shorter ones. What are some key moments from your track guide?
Well, the most notable one would probably be season... It's hard between season 8 and season 9. Season 8 was Cliffy getting his first race win, his first league win in F1 2016, when he started to really show his pace. But then season 9 was just the definition of hectic, because you had King Chris getting his pole position because of a wet session, and a lot of the front runners were starting at the back. And as much as it pains me to inflate your ego, you were able to navigate your way through them all very well, very good, and you took first
from
and never
12th position, I believe.
I wonder why you brought this up.
Well, you know, it had to be mentioned. Just to let you know, Jonas has, on that previous lap, he actually moved out of the way and let Razor back through, down the back straight. That was definitely a simulated move. So I'm not sure what's that about. He's now back on the rear of Razor. Obviously, Jonas is on super soft, so he's going to be stopping again. Whereas, forgive me, they're both on super soft. So you expect them both to stop again. And Techno-thriller has got the gap to Lukey as we see Matt Your Daddy come into the pit. So this is his second pit stop from third position. This will be interesting to see what he can do from here, because as you said, he's got 11 laps to go. You presume he's pit the soft tyre. He is. Where will he come out? Still in third at the moment.
Yeah, he seems a lock for that, unless because Kinquist is falling back behind the McLaren. So Kinquist, oh, he's pitted. No, Kinquist is pitted.
So,
yeah,
Matt Your Daddy has come out
Matt Your Daddy seems a lock.
P3
for third. Yeah, lock P3.
Techno-thriller under a second on Lukey. This is going to be interesting. Techno-thriller knows he doesn't have to overtake him on track to win this race.
Yeah, I'd imagine Lukey's going to pit this lap.
Gaza is all over the back of Spider Atlas as well, under half a second. So we've got two battles going on track. Pardon the vibrating in the background, and we're gonna watch Techno-thriller. He's going for it. DRS is open. Oh, Lukey keeps it down the inside. Techno-thriller is very kind there. Okay. As Lukey comes into the pits, as Odem's expected. So Techno-thriller retakes the lead of this race. We're seeing what looked like to me a Haas come into the pits in the background there as well. It was indeed Kian. So I don't know if Kian is indeed back in this race. So Kian has got back into his car by the looks of things to me. And Ols is still showing as disconnected. Don't know if anyone's able to confirm Kian or Ols if that is actually Kian. It's definitely not ghosting though. .25-second lead now Techno-thriller has. So providing he doesn't do anything wrong, he's got 10 laps to navigate, and then he'll take his first win at F1 TS Hub. Jonas is in 4th position on his debut, still yet to stop again. Matt Your Daddy is in 2nd, Lukey's in 3rd, and Gazer is closing in on Spider Atlas for 5th position. This will be an interesting fight because I believe these two are going to the end of the race. Tom behind him is in 7th. As Odem's, my fellow commentator, has left the session, so I'll be going solo for the end of this race, I imagine. Lap 19 out of 28. Let's run through as we ride on board with Gaza who's gained positions and who's lost. So Matt Your Daddy up 6 positions, Jonas is up 3, Spider Atlas is up 4, Gaza's up 5, Tom is up 7 as we see some lagging from Spider Atlas. I'm not exactly sure that Gaza knows where he is, gonna have to be careful here. Slows the car down just enough. So that's gonna be another position gain for Gaza. Well done to him. Don't think Spider Atlas is gonna give it up that easy though. As Jonas comes into the pits. We'll watch him exit the pits and see where he is relative to his teammates. Spider Atlas has gone through, of course, with Gaza. So King Chris is showing on track, having gone through. But on my timing screen, he is in 12th position. Perhaps he's a lap down, I'm not too sure. So, no, King Chris has moved back up to 6th position. So, terrible lag from the Mercedes driver. Just coming up to the DRS line, Spider Atlas is just over a second from Gaza, so he won't be able to get any DRS down this back straight. It's 1.3 behind. As we see, Matt Daddy's taking out 2 seconds over the last lap and a half on race leader, but I still think the gap's too big. Lukey's taken a second out of Matt Daddy, so I wonder if second and third will be an interesting battle to follow later in the race. Tom's had a quiet one. Finished second place last time out. We did an exclusive with him this week. When I asked him who his rival was, he said it's early to say, so everyone was his rival. 9th place at the moment. Not sure what happened to him in qualifying. He obviously started 14th place and then got wing damage on lap 1. So it's a bit disappointing result, considering he probably wanted to build on the momentum of the first race of the season. However, these things happen in racing. Can Razart catch his teammate? That's a question I'm wondering. I believe Razart has 11 podiums at F1TS Hub as all's pits, so I'm not too sure if Razart is going to be able to score his rookie teammate. Outscore, I should say. Gap's hovering still about 3 seconds for Lukey and Matt Your Daddy, so it's interesting. Switch over and see what tyres drivers are on. So you'd have to say the one stop is looking the least favourable strategy. Obviously damage often changes what drivers have to do in terms of their planned strategy. And looks like Matt Your Daddy is having trouble overtaking some of these back markers as King Chris sets the fastest lap of the race. Jonas has left the session. That's disappointing. I'm not sure what's happened to him or if he'll be able to get back in. He was in 7th position, as Lucky is now 1.4 seconds behind second place Matt Your Daddy. Got the Pinnacle tier coming up next, the big boys, at 9 o'clock. We hope to get started straight away without the issues that we've experienced with the Podium tier tonight. So thank you to all the drivers that have continued to stick with us. And King Chris has DNF'd, so he has destroyed his car. I think that's a double left-hander in the middle sector, but that's a strange place to crash, and he's not too far away from the track. That could possibly bring out, it looks, perhaps that's the long left-hander after the first sector. It's really hard to tell. I think it is just after the long left-hander, so everyone's going to move up a place, and both Mercedes are now out of this race. They were leading the constructors coming into it. I don't think they'll be leading it coming out of it. Still yellow flags, no sign of a safety car yet. Techno-thriller leads his race by 22 seconds ahead of Matt Your Daddy in second place. It's a double Ferrari podium, so they'll be scoring well tonight. Matt Your Daddy, obviously new to the league this season, and Lukey's our current Season 9 champion, so I'm sure he'll want to finish ahead of his rookie teammate. Jonas is still showing as a cloud, basically. So he looks like he hasn't been able to get back through into the session. He should still score some points if his computer finishes for him. .4 seconds now, Luki is behind Matt Your Daddy. He's really pushing. I don't know if that was just some lag, but Matt Your Daddy is struggling to get past these computers as Luki takes a little bit of the curb and a little bit more. Williams moves over to the left hand side of the track to let these two through. So shout out to whoever that is. .3 now. Ols is half a second behind Kian now, at the back of the pack. I believe Kian is still a computer, so he's going to come past surely, and he does indeed, up into 10th place. We hope that's Kian who's rejoined the session, and not somebody else. 23 out of 28. Techno-thriller leads. From pole position, he's led away. He hasn't led every lap, but you have to say he hasn't had anyone really challenge him. As we're just reporting that Jonas' Wi-Fi has just disconnected, which is the reason he was unable to get back into the lobby. As Luki is now 1.1 seconds behind his teammate. Matt's going to be under pressure here. He's going to be attacked. He's under a second now. So next time around, if Luki can keep this gap, we're going to see the Ferraris get a bit tasty. Excuse me whilst I have a drink. Just to run through the championship standings at the moment. In the constructors, Mercedes are in the lead on 40 points. Toro Rosso have 18 in second. Red Bull are in third with 12. Williams are in fourth with 10. Ferrari are in fifth with 8. They're going to move up if they score second and third. That'll be a heavy scoring race for them, this one. McLaren are in 6th position on 6 points. Renault are in 7th on 4. Haas are in 8th position with 2 points. Force India have scored a single point in 9th. And I believe Techno-thriller, Sauber have 0 points, but he's going to bring that up to 25 very shortly, as we are on lap 24 out of 28, and he has a comfortable 22 second lead. What's going to happen here? We've got Luki versus Matt Your Daddy, both Ferrari drivers, champion versus rookie. So we've got yellow flags in sector 2. Shout out to Mosh, we haven't really spoken about him this race. It's been a quiet one for him. He's doing well in 9th position as Luki is trying to go around the outside of Matt Your Daddy. It doesn't quite work. I'm going to switch over to Matt Your Daddy so we can get a better view of this. This is going to go on until the end of the race, I'm sure of it. They won't want to take each other out. They know this is going to be a good scoring position for the team with Mercedes not finishing the race with either cars. It's been a day to forget for them as Luki tries to take the curb and touches the grass slightly. Tom is up to 7th place now. Again, we haven't spoken about Tom too much other than he had an incident at the start of the race, and he qualified in 14th without setting a time. Half a second between these Ferrari boys. If you're watching on stream, feel free guys to give me a comment and let me know who you think is going to win this battle. Luki versus Matt Your Daddy, both supporting Breast Cancer Awareness Day today with the league, so that's fantastic for them. The Pinnacle tier lobby will be setting up shortly. I will stay with you guys to the end of this so we can see exactly what the results are of round 2 China for the podium tier. There wasn't really a chance there. Lukey didn't get the best exit onto the back straight, and as long as Matt Your Daddy keeps doing that, then he's going to be okay, as we are on lap 26 of 28. Make sure if you're watching us live, you subscribe to our channel. As I said, we've got another race coming up. The big boys are going to be fighting it out in the Pinnacle tier at 9 PM, which we hope to start on time, if not just slightly past the hour. For now, these podium boys are doing an excellent job, as we've also got further down the field Razor, who's closed up to within half a second of Spider Atlas. These two have been fighting throughout the race. Spider Atlas is on a different compound tyre, the slower one to say that. So it'll be interesting. We're going to have to keep an eye on these guys and keep an eye on the Ferraris at the same time. Best opportunity to overtake, of course, is going to be down the back straight. Oh, it's 0.2 of a second. I'm keen to switch over. Razor's going to go down the inside into turn, what I believe is 5 or 6, and he makes that stick, so he moves up a position. So we switch back to the Ferraris. Spider Atlas didn't put up too much of a fight there. I don't know if his tyres are just not in the right window to be able to defend, but Razor sailed past there as Lukey goes wide on the exit of the last corner. This Williams driver, who I believe is Kian, if it is Kian racing in that car, is hanging on to these two Ferraris even though he's a lap down. We're on our penultimate lap. We'll run through the order. Techno-thriller leads this race. Matt Your Daddy is in second with his Ferrari teammate Lukey in third. Gazaman has done well, one stopped his way up to 4th position, solid result for him. Razor is in 5th position, he's just overtaken Spider Atlas in the Renault, who's in 6th position. Tom had a quiet race, wing damage on the first lap, he's up to 7th position. Jonas, who lost connection unfortunately near the end of the race in the final third, he was having a good battle for about 5th and 6th with Razor and Spider Atlas, so that's disappointing for him. Mosh, this is going to be some point scoring positions for him. He is in 9th place, so he'll be happy to get some points on the board tonight. Kian, as we said, is keeping up with the Ferraris. He is in 10th position, but we're not sure if it's him. Ols, is he back in this race, or is his car... Yeah, Ols is showing back in this race as well, so I'm not sure if they are actually back in, or what's going on. Lukey's going to try down the inside now. Last lap. Is he going to make this stick? This is heartbreaking. Keep it on the track, boys. He doesn't give his teammate much room, and Lukey moves up into 2nd position. Techno-thriller's already crossed the line. This isn't the final lap, sorry. That is why it says the final lap. Techno-thriller's crossed the line. So these boys are going to have one more lap to sort this out. I hope they can keep it from any contact. That was a bold move by Lukey, and one that you have to say was well executed. I wouldn't like to say who's going to win this race. I remember in Season 8 I overtook Chris on the last lap down the back straight after he tried to let me through just before the DRS detection point, but I get too much of a gap on him and I was able to keep 2nd place, and he ended up trailing home in 3rd just behind. So there won't be any of that between these two, I presume. They're going to gun it to the end. Matt Your Daddy's 8 attempts back. He needs to just keep within that second so he can get DRS, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They're both pushing. It looks like he will be within. Yeah, he will be within DRS at the detection point. Techno-thriller is going to cross the line. I'd love to ride on board with him, but I'm too keen to see what happens here. Matt Your Daddy's over a second, so it's not gonna happen for him today. He's gonna have to settle for third. The Williams is looking like he wants to unlap himself here. And the Williams is exactly going to do that. He's going to... Oh, no, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. So, Lukey crosses the line third. We're right on board with Gaza, who's currently running in 4th place. I will be with the Pinnacle tier very shortly. Just going to ride on board with these drivers as they cross the line, and then I'll jump over to 9 o'clock podium tier start. So well done to Gaza. We ride aboard with him as he crosses the line in 4th position. I'd have to say he's going to be... Ooh, it's going to be close. I'm going to have to go with Techno-thriller for driver of the day. Puts it on pole position, out of nowhere, last lap effort, and then he just controls the race. So we have got Brazart finished in 5th, Spider Atlas finished in 6th. Tom is yet to cross the line, but we presume he'll finish in 7th, ahead of Jonas, who lost connection. Mosh is in 9th, he's finished because he was lapped, and there we are. Round 2 in China, podium tier is over. Techno-thriller takes the win. As we watch these boys celebrate on a very red podium, you have to say. Well done to the podium guys. There we have it. We will quickly run through the results. Techno-thriller wins in 1st position, Lukey in 2nd, Matt Your Daddy in 3rd, Gazaman in 4th, Razar in 5th, 6th position Spider Atlas, 7th position Tom, 8th position I believe was Jonas, 9th was Mosh, 10th was Kian, 11th was Ols. Both had connection issues and left the race prematurely. King Chris in the Mercedes finished 12th. After an incident at the start of the race with his teammate. There'll be plenty to talk about that afterwards. Kev unfortunately crashed out, and Lemaine, last week's race winner, didn't make it to the first corner. Thank you for watching, everyone. We will be back next week for round 3 for the podium tier at 7 o'clock. Until then, I'm Nick, F1TS Hub. Give us a follow on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.